So we want to give you Sudanese history.
Put it in the front.
Wah, ini sudah harus pakai.
Okay. I'm ready to do business now. You can get the blue.
Yeah, then that's my party, yeah. Suits you, but it's too small. Small.
That's okay.
Saya kan besar ya.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, United States Ambassador to Indonesia, and all the delegates, representative of international company, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to everyone and welcome to Bandung. In our traditional Sudanese greeting, I would like to say, religion sumpit to all of you. We are delighted to welcome every one of you to our City Hall of Bandung. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your presence at this memorable occasion. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now opening the ceremony with welcome speech from the Mayor of Bandung, Mr. Muhammad Ridwan Kamil. Time is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Mr. Ambassador of the United States of America, with the whole team who are here today. Welcome to the City Hall. And all the guests from American companies and our local IT companies here, also some researchers from ITB also here. Welcome. This is a very special day. First, we are very happy to have the delegation from the embassy, United States of America Embassy, coming to Bandung. And also it's an exciting day because every Wednesday is a Sundanese day. It's our way to preserve our local culture because Indonesia, as you know, has 17,000 islands, 700 languages. So we are one out of 700 something culture that here in Indonesia is Sunda culture. That's why we call it Sundanese. And Sundanese gentleman wears black uniform with headscarf. And the ladies wear a kebaya. It's very traditional outfit. Yeah. But since you are cannot speak Sundanese, so I will speak, of course, in English. Now, one of the exciting agenda is we want to discuss some of our dreams and visions about Bandung and whether US can be part of fulfilling our dreams, pursuit of happiness, as I remember. Maybe I introduce myself to the delegations. My name is Ridwan Kamil. I just elected as mayor September 16 last year, 2013. Before becoming a mayor, I was an architect and also lecturer at ITB in Department of Architecture and Urban Design. I took my undergraduate at ITB here in Bandung, and I went to US for my master at UC Berkeley in urban design. So after graduate 17 years, I developed my professional practice in designing and planning cities all over the world. And last year I decided I have to come back and give all my knowledge and experience to Bandung. Bandung, maybe I briefly explain, was designed only for 300,000 by the colonial. So it was designed also as a garden city. So you are located at the colonial site of Bandung and still very green because it was designed as a garden city. But after independence, it was exploded until now to 2.6 million populations. So we are having an issue of infrastructure, issues of public housing, and so on and so on, as typical of issues in metropolitans. Bandung also was a new city founded in colonial time because of the weather. The weather is nice, it's a room temperature weather. That's why al fresco dining is very interesting in Bandung. We are also having three historical infrastructure event. Number one is the Great Post Road connecting West Java to East Java, crossing the heart of Bandung. That's the start of Bandung. Second is the establishment of the train track from Jakarta to Bandung, creating a laser cities. In 2005, we have a toll road connecting Bandung and Jakarta, the one that we do, creating an influx of opportunities, also influx of problems. After the establishment of this toll road, we are having at least 6 million tourists every year. Second after Bali is Bandung. So if there is long weekend like last week, 3 days, Bandung has some issues because all Jakarta bring their own cars. That's the problem. That's why my mission in 3 years is upgrading the infrastructure. We are preparing the bid for monorail projects combined with the property as a subsidy. Maybe there is some American investor also interested. We are still open for bidding for international investors. We are preparing a busway also as a complementer to the system. We are preparing a bike sharing system, the first in Indonesia, where you can rent a bike and drop it in any point, like in the European countries or in New York, as I see now. We are preparing also a Bandung Skywalk. It's a bridge crisscrossing the city like in Hong Kong. So you can walk the city without meeting any traffic below. So this is innovation that I'm preparing to upgrade the infrastructure. We are also now starting to fix all the pedestrian environment in the city, because walking in the city is nice with this kind of weather, but I'm inherited more or less not so good quality of the pedestrian culture, so I'm fixing that one else now as we speak. Bandung economy also is very strong. It's almost 9%, so it's the highest in the country for the city growth. So this is my challenge, how to respond to the opportunity of this 9% growth with a very prepared infrastructure. We graduate, and this is very cosmopolitan city, and as I said to Mr. Ambassador previously, Bandung are very well connected by technology. I think all people, mostly people at Bandung has a gadget. We have 2.6 million populations, and the Facebook user is 2.3 million. This is how to show how high the percentage we are connecting to technology. Last 5 months, we are already installing 5,000 hotspots for Wi-Fi to be installed in the parks, in malls infrastructure, hotspots, and also fiber optics for all area of Bandung. We are now upgrading the smart government concept. Bandung may be the only city in Indonesia using also social media as a way to manage the cities. So all my department has the Twitter account to interact with the people. Yeah. We have also open government. We are making online all city budgets and all the government funds just to reduce the potential for corruptions and miscommunications. We are also empowering the students, the people, as well as the city official. We have the e-government, less papers, paperless government, and so on. And the last one is the new town. We call it Technopolis. Next. Yeah, this is. Now we are preparing this next door. This is just a visual from city of Rio in Brazil. It's a command center where you can control all the CCTVs, digital info of the cities inside one single room. So I can make quick decisions. Without this command center, I think I make many slow decisions because the data need to be delivered physically. It's not very easy. Now we are in the process of digitalizing all the data, so I can access and I can make a decision very quick. But we are trying to make the design, since I'm the architect, more to like a Star Trek kind of common sense. So you will see this end of the year. I will invite you to the space. We will control all the Bandung within this room about the GPS for all the public transportations, the CCTVs in every street that we are installing this year. So we are in the state of revolutions in terms of technology. I think this is due to the political will that we are showing now. The open government with Pak Kuntoro, we have the lapor programs, which is people can report problems and we can control the conversations, and the complainer will have some conversation with our departments, and the case will be closed when the complainer says thank you. If there is no thank you, means the problem still exists. Next. Now this is a part of the open governments. Every year we give funds to unprivileged groups or give funds to some organizations. This has also become an issue in the last government because of non-transparent culture. Now, since I'm very pro to technology, we make it online so people know who got how much and whether the organization is valid or not valid. You can check, people can control. So I think technology solves this issue. Next. Empowerment, as I said, to increase the literacy, empowering also the digital industry. We have the best pool of talent for creating applications for Android, for Windows, for any kinds. And we have a very pro to startups. We are preparing a new buildings to be given to the startups free of charge for 6 months. So if you have a startup who wants to have some office space because they cannot afford it because they are startup, so we give them a space for free. So 6 months they need to take off. If they take off, they pay the rent professionally. If they don't take off, they have to be replaced by the new breed of startups. So this is our way of bringing a pool of talents in the business incubator as well. Next.
Start up or die.
This is the physical visions for the Technopolis, Mr. Ambassador. 600 hectares in the east of Bandung, we call it the Bandung Technopolis. Technopolis. It's already become popular. Several companies, including Marvell from United States for the semiconductors, and local technology company also wants to have an office here. So this year we are groundbreaking for the infrastructure, opening the toll road. So in Jakarta you can access directly to this new city without crossing the city center, just using the toll. In this city also you will have a train station. So from Jakarta you can use a train and stops directly to this new town, or using cars directly to the toll gate that close to this. So we are seriously building this for the easiness for investors as well. The West Java government also creating a new airport. Is close to this one in terms of connection. And I'm creating basically a new town. Yeah, it's not like a tech park where you have a distance between buildings. This is really like Braga, like the San Francisco Market Street kind of urban design. But people who work are in ICT, so it's not like heavy fence facilities, but it's become a real new cities. But people who are working are related to ICT. That's my mission. Next. Berikutnya. One thing is important here. There is a triple helix theory, academic, business, government. But in Bandung we have to add one more aspect, we call community. This community is very strong in Bandung, civil society. That's why we were awarded urban leadership by University of Pennsylvania last year, because of the strong movement by community of changing Bandung. So civil society in Bandung is very strong, something I'm very proud to say. Next. Terus cepat aja. So this the Silicon Valleys, and we want to have a slice of this one. Reason why is Bandung is the most, I think, city most prepared. Yeah. So we have a pool of talent, 60% under 40 educated, well connected. So I will use this as national projects. If not any problems, we will present to the president as well to get the special economic zones. This means this area will have their own rules and regulations and get more privileges from the central government to get down to the business directly, instead of using the conventional way business. So this is the thing that I will go. Okay, next. We were visited by American Chambers of Commerce, I think about 2 weeks ago. They are expressing the concern about the permit regulations. I am making sure, since I'm on the seat, to give my political will. These issues of permit and regulation, we will make it as fast as we want to have, like US standard compliance, for example. So the photos here, coba balik lagi dikit. The photos here, this is also our dream to creating a livable cities. Since this is we design from scratch, we can design a bicycle path. Next, we can design a public transport and real cities. So it's compilation of world-class, great streets, CBDs, and so on and so on. Transit connections also, monorail. First phase will be also crossing these. Guided bus, and one of the vision is also I will move my office to that area, because all my department now is scattered around the city. It's really difficult for me to get a meeting, take some time and not productive. So we are showing our political will. We will also planning to move our government Bandung Fun Days nggak terakhir. So to conclude, that is the visions that we are bringing, upgrading the infrastructure, bringing the new visions. Also, I want to make Bandung as the most happy city, the happiest city, sorry. That's why we have a project called Happiness Index Projects. Yeah. So we are upgrading city parks. In 5 months, we are upgrading 5 parks with thematic, flower parks, photography parks, dedicated to photography. You can show, exhibit your photos outdoor instead of indoors. We have single parks, or we call it jomblo in local language, very popular. Only singles can go enter the park. Yeah, if you are, because the population of single in Bandung is too high. So this is just to show flower parks. Next, this is the we are converting the no man's land, yeah, under the highway into usable space. Now, before it's very empty, now it's jammed with people, usually Saturday night. This is also, we are having a vision to have one municipality, one soccer field with the quality, wood class quality like this one. And last one is the Bandung Fun Days. Yeah, we are trying to change the society, the mindset day by day. So Monday is a free bus day for students. Tuesday is no smoking day. Yeah. Wednesday today is Sundanese day like this one, to bring the sense of pride to our local culture. Friday is a bicycle day, bike to work day, and Wednesday is Sundanese day. Tomorrow, Thursday, is English day. So Bandung people has two qualities: respect to the local culture, but competence for global competition. That's the dream. That's why every Thursday we will speak English. We have a radio program also in English, maybe students also. Friday is a bicycle day, bike to work day, and Saturday is a culinary, is a festival day, like this one. So we will have 30 festivals every Saturday night. So if you come, but now since close to elections, the police says no, because we need some security measure. But after the elections, we will commence again. So if you come after election on Saturday, then you can choose to which festival you want to visit and so on and so on. So I think, Mr. Ambassador, that will be my intro and my knowledge and my dreams on behalf of people of Bandung. We have all the smart people here and all the team. We are ready to get down to the business, and we want to have a close relations to the American businesses, mostly in the ICT, whether this Bandung Technopolis, this open government, this smart city can be matched or suitable to some of your networks in the United States. I think that will be all. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Mayor, on behalf of all of the American companies who are here and my team from the American Embassy, I want to thank you very much for that really visionary presentation and for your very warm welcome to all of us today. I didn't realize I was coming here on Sundanese Day. One of the rules in diplomacy is you should never wear the hat of somebody else's culture, because somebody might photograph you. But since you're breaking all the rules as mayor, I think I can break all the rules as a diplomat too. We're here because we wanted to, explore how we can cooperate and partner each of areas. But I think the mayor has laid out a very ambitious vision for Bandung's future, and I see many different ways that the American government and American private sector can plug into this vision. So I really want to, again, commend you for that. I'm so happy to hear everything that you're doing, Mr. Mayor, to promote the Technopolis and to really change the whole character of this city. And I think it's a very exciting vision that will not only increase tourism, but also, I'm sure, increase foreign investment into this city. We really have kind of three main goals at the American Embassy here. One is to try to promote greater trade and investment between the United States and Indonesia. The second is to promote people-to-people ties, particularly education. And then third is to work a lot on climate change. And in many ways, everything you talked about touches each one of those in some way. But I want to focus for a minute on the ICT sector, because we have around here, this table, really a who's who, Mr. Mayor, of American ICT businesses, from Cisco and Qualcomm, Disney, Microsoft, Google, Intel, Lahan Energy. All of these companies, the Bauer Group, are here because they're interested to partner with you and with your companies here. So we're looking very much forward to this dialogue. I'll say to you, Mr. Minister, as we discussed in our meeting, one of my visions is to try to create a center and a hub for innovation that would match what we have in the United States. And I think the reason that America is a leader in innovation is because we have a very strong higher education system. We have a very strong rule of law. We have, of course, a very strong private sector, but also a good venture capital system that will, again, encourage the kind of startups that you were talking about, Mr. Mayor. And I think as I survey the terrain here in Indonesia, Bandung has many of those same characteristics. So I think it's a very, very promising city with which to partner to hopefully create an innovation hub. And I think you've already made such a great start with this Technopolis. But frankly, the hardware is only part of it. The hardest part is really the software. And by that I mean the rule of law, the intellectual property protection, the patent protection, all of the things that innovators need to be sure that they can profit from their investments and from their inventions, and that those things will be protected by law. And that is a challenge in many, many countries, and it can often be a challenge even here in Indonesia. So I think we have a unique opportunity here in Bandung to work with you, to work with your team, to work with your companies. So what I'd like, with your permission, Mr. Mayor, is to just invite each of the representatives of the companies to briefly introduce themselves and maybe say a little bit, maybe what they might already have here in Bandung and what they're interested in. And then we can open it up for a more general discussion. So let me ask Sri Lakundi, who is the AmCham chair for ICT, to introduce himself, but then also to talk a little bit about the AmCham.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Mayor. Thanks for having us here. I want to resonate on some of the items that you talked about, which is the concerns that you have to meet your vision. Thank you. These are making sure that you have the right policies in place, making sure you have the right business policies and regulations. Because today we work with our members and the government of Indonesia, spending a lot of time on these regulations that are drafted. We would like to be part of the team that can help and have input into these regulations so that we can help meet the objectives that you're trying to accomplish. Along with infrastructure, of course. You're also aware that we have the US-Indonesia Investment Initiative. Pak Mahendra is going to be in the United States at the end of the month, where he's going to meet with and put together an IT delegation that will talk about the future of IT in Indonesia. So we look forward to working with you to understand some of the issues and some of what your visions in a little more detail. And to tag along with what the ambassador said with respect to protecting IP and those types of regulations, we are putting together a cross-border data flows workshop in May. And we brought invitations for you to come and address us. What we want to talk about there are things like data center localization and how that impacts digital economy. Talk about privacy, security, and help ministries understand the importance of passing regulations that will help and promote both American and local businesses. So we look forward to having you there, Mr. Mayor, to address us. It's on May 20th and 21st, correct. I have the invitation. I'll bring it to you when we're done.
Okay, sure. Maybe we could just go around the room also and have each of the companies just introduce themselves.
Hi, James Gray from the Walt Disney Company, Southeast Asia, based in Singapore. The Walt Disney Company, as Mr. Mayor, we met back in November to talk about the ITB program, etc. The Walt Disney Company, along with our world-class brands, is focused on building a family brand in Indonesia through our beloved characters and our storytelling. Disney Interactive, the group that I head up, combines cutting-edge technology along with great storytelling to bring unique entertainment properties to our audiences worldwide. We're already working with the ITB here on a local project called the ITB Disney Apprentice Awards that is about to launch this week. The idea and aim behind that is to encourage local creative talent to take Disney characters and storytelling as an inspiration to create something new and locally relevant. The winners of that program will receive an internship at Disney in Singapore later this year. So we're very excited about how we start working closely in Bandung. We've already started and we look forward to the future.
Good morning, Pak Ridwan and USMC. My name is Tan Jay from Indonesia. I think IBM is one of the leading corporate in the US that focus on the smarter cities. We have been started since 2008. And in fact, one of the chart that we mentioned in the Rio, we are the one that implemented the solution. It's not only the smarter cities as a whole, but also in depth on the, for example, waste management, smarter transportation, smarter healthcare, and the rest. But I think we can have not only the technology, but also the process, the policy, the people. It's very important also for the success of the solution. I think this is a brief from us.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Mayor and US Ambassador and everyone. My name is Diva Rahman from INTA Corporation. Our program in Bandung actually I started a long time ago. We're here in Indonesia since 1997. And then we have a program with Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia in Bandung and ITB to develop the local developer content together with the Ministry of Economic Creative. And we also train the teachers for the empowerment and capacity building for 21st century learning skills. And for Smart City, we work on the traffic management and flood water management in Bandung. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Shinto from Google Indonesia. We actually have a long cooperation with the city of Bandung. On the field of commerce, for example, in SME, we have Duta Bandung, which aims to bring Bandung entrepreneurs from offline to online, as well as showing the case of Bandung entrepreneurs that's ready to take off and use technology to become micro multinationals, as we call. The event itself is held in March, which unfortunately Ridwan Kamil was unable to attend due to conflicting schedules. It was on weekends. We always have it on weekends because the entrepreneurs usually on weekdays they never go. But on weekends, that's the time where they actually can learn. It was attended by about 500 Bandung entrepreneurs, mostly coming from apps developers, as well as culinary and fashion. The fashion one has already exported to several of Middle Eastern countries. I'm happy to share the footage with you on some of the questions that dwell on the issues that they're facing with respect to expanding their operation. But they're very happy to know that they can actually use technology to branch out in a very cheap way. We also have a Google Business Group, which I just had a meeting in the morning with them, a coffee meeting, and a Google Developers Group. Bandung Apps Developers is one of the most productive to put their software or their applications on Google Play. The next stage is actually helping them to monetize this application. We also work on educations. We have cooperations with huge numbers of universities in Bandung, Telkom, Unpad, ITB, just among others. We provide grants on infrastructures and bandwidth enhancement. And we also support exactly what you said. And exactly like you said, Bandung has a very vibrant civil society. And as you attended 2 weeks ago, we supported the hackathon, the first hackathon for Pemilu applications, which we held together in cooperations with Perudem, KPU, as well as Asia Foundation. This is the first of its kind, and they're all listing their products on Google Play. The next that we would like to have more conversation with you is actually on education, for example, to provide education technology for education, especially Duta for education for SMP and SMA students, as well as have more discussions about growing the ecosystems of e-commerce and SME in Bandung, which from what we've seen is ready to take off to the global stage and export their products.
Hi, good morning. My name is Mr. Rahim. I'm from Lahan Energy. Actually, I represent a company called National Corporation. It's basically a operating network company that's designed many products that support energy efficiency and control for networks. So basically, in Bandung, we all been working here for the last 2 years and been working with the Dinas Bina Marga and Pengairan to create efficient smart street lighting, which is in this case, efficient street lighting can be adapted to many other infrastructure which can be adopted to a smart city application. So basically, the most one that been using our technology is Italy. They use about $2.2 billion worth of our product, in which they have a payback period in less than 4 years from that efficiency. So basically, many of our product is used by US companies also. So basically, we are trying to move our production here to Indonesia. We're trying to find the right spot and the right thing to do work. So basically, in Bandung, we have started a small pilot project with the Dinas Bina Marga, and another thing which led by Dinas Marga is we already note quite a lot of efficiency on this development, and also we're trying to move the step forward by adapting some kind of Wi-Fi transmitter or microcellular onto the system. So we're looking forward into a much more better future in Bandung.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Ambassador Blake. My name is Ridwan Kamil. I represent Microsoft Indonesia. I'm the Director of Corporate Affairs at Microsoft. Our involvement in Bandung, our footprint has been here for many, many years. Possibly our pride in Bandung would be our Microsoft Innovation Center that we are co-sharing with ITB. We have 5 Microsoft Innovation Centers in Indonesia, one being in Bandung. the activities that is conducted in Microsoft Innovation Center, if you put it in a nutshell, I suppose it's a lab where people can go in there and students can experiment developing apps or whatnot. The result of this engagement, we also run what we call an Imagine Hub. It's a software apps development for kids all over Indonesia. We're having the final next week, actually. Now, I'm happy to share that 5 of the 9 finalists are actually from Bandung. Right? So I think that just reflects on how much pool of talent that you actually have here. Right? And we're always happy to support that. One area that Microsoft is willing to further support the city of Bandung is that we have a strong policy where IQ is not enough without IP protection, and as really wanted by Ambassador. So we're happy to further work with the universities, the schools as well in Bandung to not only socialize IP, but also to build the awareness of IP. One thing that I'd like to share is that Microsoft, we have an IP curriculum. It has been translated to Bahasa Indonesia. It's designed for SMP and SMA. So if you want to use that as the basics for to socialize what IP is all about, to educate the kids in Bandung, we're happy to share that with you. And another thing that I would like to share is that we have a City Next program. It's basically our way of helping modernize various cities all over the world, Barcelona, LA, Seattle, and whatnot. In Indonesia, we're working closely with Central Java. So some of the issues that you're working on, data analytics, complaint handling mechanism, this is something that we're working, and we are happy to share that further with you and your team. Thank you.
Morning, Mr. and Mrs. Mayor. My name is Ms. Suwati. I'm from Qualcomm International. Qualcomm is leading in the R&D for mobile broadband technology. So at the moment, we don't have any project yet in Bandung, but in the past 2 years, Qualcomm has what we call is Qualcomm Development Network, which allows the application developer to build the mobile application based on Qualcomm platform. I believe out of 500 applicants, some of them are from Bandung. So we are happy to cooperate with the application developer in Bandung. We are very keen to see Mr. Mayor's presentation on how you're going to build a smart city in Bandung. And I'm here to also observe the potential project for the CSR project that's probably in Bandung. So,
good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks Mr. Mayor for coming and also Mr. Jobri, Mr. Besar. So my name is Ridwan. I am the country manager of Cisco System Indonesia. I think the presentation really inspired me to change my retirement plan. So everyone who spent time in Bandung maybe 10 to 20 years ago, you miss the environment, the atmosphere in Bandung, very different, very cold and very productive environment at the time. So from Cisco point of view, just would like to address 3 points basically, Mr. Manager. The first point is basically respond to your vision, your strategy, the execution of Bandung Technopolis. And second point is I would like to say what Cisco doing as a company. That is, we are a global company that is based in San Jose. We are focusing on the network infrastructure and ICT. And the third point I would like also to share with you what basically we are doing here locally. That may be relevant and we can see each other how we can combine these two programs. Let me start with number one. Number one, I think in terms of how basically Cisco respond to that vision, basically we would like, basically in our internal discussion, we would like to have one, basically the prime mover to really apply this. Your architecture capability, infrastructure development capability combined with technology, how basically to improve quality of life. And at the same time also creating a job. I think with that, we see that there is a potential that you are become the parent of policy changes. What I mean is, maybe we can start in Bandung City to position this broadband or internet become the fourth utility. Normal utility is water, electricity, telecom. Why as a city you enforce and create new policy, you enforce for new building, new apartment, new property, every property owner has to require 100 people ready in their house. I think this will be able for you to really develop all this, become your basic infrastructure to develop this network operation center. I think that's one point. Hopefully that this is something that becomes sample, become the turning point, and become the good example for other government in other areas. The second point I would like to say about what as a company we are doing. I think as a company, Cisco also understand, even though majority market in the US, around 50 to 60%, but we think there is huge potential growth outside the US. So we see the emerging market, where the breaks, right, breaks down from the global view. I think that with that, Cisco also committed to invest in area that we see there is a business growth. For example, Cisco 10 years ago developed India is one of the global business centers. It means that because of supply reason, there is a good infrastructure, there is a talent. I think a lot of similarity if you compare Bandung and Bangalore. In terms of the environment, in terms of infrastructure, if you visited Bangalore, maybe if you never visit there, you will visual perceptions about Silicon Valley, but you come there, maybe infrastructure not to be as strong as Silicon Valley, but they can develop this techno park or techno ecosystem, techno community that also contribute to the local. That's very improve the collaboration, improve access to information globally and worldwide, and also improve the quality of life at the same time. I think that's the second point. The third point, just to share with you what we are doing as a Cisco here. I think I have here one of my colleagues here from PD Telkom. I think in PD Telkom we have a current intensive program to deploy 1 million Wi-Fi across the nation. I think for me it's just a basic connectivity. Right? Wi-Fi without any specific application that relevant to the people, relevant to the government, relevant to the education, relevant healthcare is nothing.
Metal music community. We are the biggest in the world. The number of metal band in Indonesia, in Bandung. So just to show lots of places to try.
Pinggir sana lagi parah ya.
Okay, in that the wonderful closing for our occasion. It has been a great day and wonderful moment with all of you. Again, thank you all for your presence. God bless and good day.
Thank you.
And for the representative of our international company, we're going to fill our guest list so we can contact you at any time. Once again, for the representative of all the international companies, we hope you fill our guest list so we can
Good. Very positive meeting. Hello, Pat.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Very good presentation. Yeah.
We'll also receive a souvenir from us.
Thumbs up for Bandung.
Thumbs up for Bandung.
USA. Oke, ada yang mau ditanya ke beliau?
Oke, iya. Pakai bahasa Indonesia boleh? Kalau mau tanya ke Duta Besar, silakan.
Silakan.
Hah? Boleh?
Ya, yang mungkin saya sedikit nanti Pak Black ya. Jadi kami kedatangan yang terhormat
Bapak Duta Besar Amerika, Bentley, ke sini karena kita akan mengembangkan banyak kerjasama, khususnya di bidang yang memang menjadi perhatian dari beliau, yang kita fokuskan hari ini pada dunia ICT. Gitu ya. Karena banyak perusahaan-perusahaan Amerika tadi dari IBM, dari Microsoft, dari Cisco, dari Intel, macam-macam yang kelas dunia yang kalau kita sinergikan akan menjadi sebuah kekuatan yang luar biasa. Rencananya kita akan bikin forum antara perusahaan dan perguruan tinggi di Bandung dengan perusahaan-perusahaan dan universitas di Amerika juga, dan juga dukungan beliau pada pengembangan Bandung Technopolis yang rencananya ada di Gede Bage, karena banyak nanti perusahaan-perusahaan Amerika bisa berbisnis dan punya tempat di sana juga seperti itu. Dan rencananya juga beliau mengundang saya ke Amerika untuk menemui bisnis-bisnis di sana, untuk langsung bekerja sama dalam bentuk bisnis to bisnis atau dengan kerjasama riset di universitas. Saya kira itu.
Akan dikembangkan di Bandung,
Can I just say, I want to first thank Mayor Kamil for his hospitality today and hosting me and a delegation from the American Chamber of Commerce who are specializing in information and communications technologies.
Jadi saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Bapak Wali Kota Ridwan Kamil ya yang sudah menerima saya hari ini dan juga menerima banyak sekali perusahaan-perusahaan Amerika yang fokuskan diri pada informasi dan komunikasi.
And as the mayor said, I think there's great interest on the part of American companies to support the mayor's vision of a Technopolis where we can hopefully work together to create a hub for innovation and for information and communications technology here in Bandung.
Dan tadi juga seperti yang diutarakan Pak Wali Kota bahwa tadi ada beberapa perusahaan Amerika juga yang menunjukkan dukungan mereka dalam mendukung upaya Pak Wali Kota, visi Pak Wali Kota dalam mendirikan Technopolis, dan itu akan menjadi pusat nanti untuk informasi, komunikasi, dan teknologi.
So we agreed to establish a regular forum where American companies and the embassy can work with the mayor and his team to figure out what needs to be done further to catalyze investment in a wide range of areas in the Technopolis.
Dan kami tadi juga menyepakati bahwa kami akan melakukan forum rutin ya, yang akan menyertakan juga perusahaan-perusahaan Amerika dan kedutaan besar Amerika, yang juga nanti dalam upaya kami untuk mempercepat upaya untuk melakukan investasi nanti di Technopolis.
We think Bandung is a very promising opportunity because you have, of course, ITB, you have a very good infrastructure here, particularly broadband infrastructure. You have a very dynamic mayor, and you have already a strong private sector. So we think that the elements to create this innovation center are already exist here.
Dan menurut saya Bandung juga memiliki kesempatan yang sangat menjanjikan ya, karena pertama di sini ada ITB, kemudian sudah ada infrastruktur, terutama infrastruktur broadband, dan kemudian Anda memiliki wali kota yang sangat bersemangat di sini, dan juga perusahaan-perusahaan swastanya sudah berjalan di sini, dan ini semua akan mendukung upaya kita untuk menjadikan pusat tadi.
And I also want to thank the mayor for making me an honorary Sundanese for the day. I'll come back another day on English Day.
Jadi terima kasih juga Pak Wali Kota yang sudah memasangkan itu ya, topi khusus ya, ikat khusus ya untuk hari ini, dan saya janji kembali lagi ke Bandung nanti kalau hari bahasa Inggris ya, English Day nanti.
So thank you very much.
Terima kasih.
Untuk konkretnya akan dibangun dari what is the concrete step of what you're going to develop here?
I think the main concrete step is to set up this forum where we will work together to figure out how to catalyze new investments here. Is that it?
Jadi bentuk konkretnya, langkah konkretnya adalah bagaimana kita membuat forum tadi yang sudah disebutkan. Jadi forum itu dengan tujuan bagaimana kita bisa mempercepat, mengkatalis investasi yang akan dilakukan di sini.
But I learned today that many American companies like Disney and Intel and Cisco already have a lot of operations here in Bandung,
and I think they're excited to do more.
Dan yang tadi saya sudah pelajari di dalam ya pada pertemuan tadi bahwa banyak sekali perusahaan-perusahaan Amerika seperti Disney, Intel dan Cisco mereka juga sudah beroperasi di sini dan melakukan kegiatan di sini dan mereka berkeinginan untuk melakukan lebih di sini.
Saya kira itu, jadi konkretnya kita akan bikin namanya forum bisnis Bandung dan perusahaan-perusahaan Amerika. Karena sekarang masih tersebar-sebar, kita nggak terlalu hafal apa ngerjain apa. Nah, dengan ada forum rencananya mungkin 2 bulanan, nanti bersama saya dan Pak Duta Besar, kita mulai bikin master plan-nya. Master plan selama 5 tahun, Bandung dan perusahaan Amerika mau ngerjain apa, di sektor apa dengan jelas. Dengan itu kita bisa punya fokus.
Yang gede bagi itu Pak ya?
Ya, nanti di dalamnya fokus akan sangat besar di Bandung Technopolis sebagai wajah Bandung masa depan berbasis ICT. Ya itu, nanti bagian dari forum itu kita akan tanya apakah bisa investasi di sini karena Bandung kan turisnya 6 juta macam-macam, bukan hal tidak mungkin ya, karena leisure market, turis market sangat besar, kedua setelah Bali.
Mr. Mayor, I'm afraid I have to run off.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Ambassador.
We look forward to working with you.
Pak, tadi bahasa
ya itu dulu ya.
Inggris Pak, ada sedikit penjelasan karena beliau tidak bisa bahasa Sunda aja. Yang tadi di dalam kan hari Rabu Nyunda.
Ya itu karena beliau nggak bisa.
Nggak pakai translate kayak tadi Pak, nggak pakai translator atau gimana, pakai bahasa Sunda gitu.
Sama aja, saya mah orangnya praktis aja. Yang penting mah pesannya sampai. Saya kira itu pesan, dan dengan beliau pakai ikat aja kan sudah penghormatan kepada hari Rabu. Ya, siap.